Hi and welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben and this is my review for Netflix's animated or anime film part 1, The Seven Deadly Sins, Grudge of Edinburgh. Have you been looking forward to this? Have you seen the trailer? And when you saw the trailer, did you go... Let's jump in. A dark curse, a deadly robot army, a vengeful human. As an evil plot brews in the east, a young prince must find his past in order to save the future. Instead of this story being about Melodius, at least in this first part, it's about his son and Bun's son, as everybody seems to have had kids since we last saw them, and I'm trying to rack my brains because it's been a while since I saw them, but when last we left them, they were together. I think we saw flashes of the future. Nevertheless, this 45-minute episode, that's what I'm calling it, it's not really a movie, it's half a movie, or trying to be, is mostly about Tristan. And Tristan himself is an interesting kid. He seems to carry some of the dark past of his father. He's dealing with that. He's dealing with teenage angstness, and that's kind of his character. A lot of this movie starts off as trying to kind of remind us who the characters are, what's going on in the kingdom, what Edinburgh is doing, why there is even a conflict with the humans and all the other folks that are non-human. And so we have that clashing of the story. There's sort of chaos magic in the air, and so Tristan has to go off and do the rescue. Along the way we'll meet some other characters that we're like, oh, I know them and I know them. The thing is, you might be able to enjoy some of what this has to offer if you can get past the animation. And that for me is the thing I kept coming back to. The animation is weird, man. I know some of the other kind of films, they started incorporating some of that 3D CG sort of stuff. This one is, the whole thing is that, and it really feels like you're watching a cutscene from an anime video game. You know, the cornucopia amounts of anime video games that we get, or adaptations of anime to video games, and then we have sometimes you get it right. So Persona 5, one of my favorite video games, their cutscenes, their animated anime cutscenes are brilliant and are like the original Seven Deadly Sins. However, now we seem to be going the other way, where it just feels like those old school video game cutscenes, and for the most part that does take you out of it. It definitely took me out of it. I was like, oh, what is this? This doesn't look great. There are some moments that I think it kind of works. You can show like the 3D landscape, the things, like you go inside the camera, kind of follows them, and I think that works. There's this moment where a guy is transforming something with chaos magic, and I thought that was a pretty cool look on camera. But that is the best kind of it. If you remember the great battles we had from the anime of the Seven Deadly Sins, and I almost feel like I can't class this as an anime anymore, it was great. You got to see the battles, you got to see what they did, even though sometimes it was fast and frenetic. They built up the story. This time round, it just seems like it was hard to follow. There are some bits that they cut too quickly, even though they now have the ability to show us every little bit with various different angles, and they do play with the angles. And so when it comes to animation and the showcasing of the story with what they've gone through for, I can't say that I give my thumbs up for this. I'm loving seeing the characters again. It's like seeing old friends again. You've been on this journey for a long time with them. I've been wanting to see what Melodius has been up to for a long time, what Bun has been up to for a long time. What the Giants are up to, the whole team really, where are they now? But so far it's been very anticlimactic. I know I'm meant to sort of care about Melodius' son, but I don't, because it's been a long time since we've had any new content from this world, and just to kind of thrust us into this new adventure without giving us a few episodes of padding, it just feels like a long drawn out episode of something that might have happened, and maybe the second half will care more. There was one moment where I was vaguely emotional towards a moment in this episode, but for the most part I was just like, what is this? So I'm going to give this 2 Nicolas Cages out of 5. And
you got one.
that's me being generous. Maybe I'm a bit more moody than, because I didn't get much sleep last night. So I'm a little tired going into watching this and reviewing it. So if I was kind, I'd probably go down the middle and go, okay, there's some moments of action and it's great to see our characters. I would say definitely watch the original language, the Japanese. I listened to the voice acting with the English and it's fine for some that can't handle reading, but I thought some of the voice acting was a bit grating, and I really didn't appreciate what they'd done with those voices compared to what they used to be. So yeah, that's basically me moaning about this. A few moments that I enjoyed, but mostly I was like, Let me know your thoughts and feelings. How would you rank what's been given to us in anime with the 7 Deadly Sins? I know some people had real issues with some of the seasons and how Netflix even called what season was what season. I guess that's up to you. I didn't mind them. If you go and watch my past reviews, even the ones that most people went, yeah, this is terrible, why are you liking this? I was like, yeah, I just get to see my team in action again. And I was hoping that would be the case for this, but unfortunately there's new characters involved and they haven't given us enough time to like them. So with all the changes and the animation style, I was just like, Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.